You're listening to Lore Friendly with Chris Takahashi and Alice Bell. On today's podcast, we're going to talk about more proof that Fallout is just a documentary from the future, mods, and Game of Thrones Episode 5. So Alice, back from vacation, how was Brighton?
Brighton was fantastic. We went down for Pride. We have Pride a month later than I think you have it over there. So in the UK, the biggest Pride celebrations are Brighton Pride, London Pride, and Manchester Pride. And I went down to Brighton Pride.
I said you were on assignment last week because you were getting that bread for us. Did you end up getting that or no?
My train got delayed, so I didn't have a switchover at London St Pancras that was viable for me to get it delivered to me.
Yeah. Excuses. In other words, you failed your assignment.
Yeah, I failed completely. Like, why do you let me back on this podcast? The one job that you have me do. And I failed completely. I'm so sorry.
Brighton in the UK, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's not Brighton, Australia, where those flesh-eating sea fleas live.
No, I just hopped over to Australia for a couple of days, you know.
Because I saw in the news that there was some guy who put his, feet in the water to relax, and then his, foot nearly got eaten by, these flesh-eating sea fleas.
Oh, shit, I saw that!
I was like, Brighton, huh? That's where Alice went. Hopefully she came back with both her feet intact.
Well, we ended up going to the beach at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my friends specifically had to pin me down to make sure that I didn't wander into the sea.
That's something you tend to do.
Yeah, so instead we just kind of sat around a campfire with some people who were fire dancing, who in retrospect shouldn't have been fire dancing, because they were fucked. And we stayed there until 6 o'clock in the morning. It was quite nice. Shout out to the girl who let me steal her coat and sleep on her lap for a bit, so I could watch the sunrise. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to the sun for coming up again. On cue, as it always does.
Sunlight!
The sun is very reliable, unlike a certain podcast person who did not get the bread she was asked to get.
Bitch! Bitch! No, on a serious note, thank you, Jennifer, for standing in for me.
Oh yeah, she did a good job, I think.
Yeah, if ever we need to replace you.
That's true. Who would be the host if you and Jennifer did the pod?
Neither of us. I feel like we'd be too nice to take the reins. We'd just be like, so what do you want to talk about? No, what do you want to talk about? No, what do you want to talk about?
No, that's not true. Neither of you are nice. Well, the good thing about Jennifer is she's very good with dick jokes, so she was able to fit right in. Yeah. So, do you have any news segments for us this week?
No, I didn't find anything interesting.
That is a segment we introduced last week. Proof that Fallout is just a documentary from the future. Proof of civilization's decline. I do have one story I want to talk about. So, this happened Thursday, I believe, or it happened Wednesday.
Right.
Actually, no, it happened. So, on July 28th.
So that was a couple of weeks ago, Chris.
But it only came out in the news recently.
Right.
So, a man in Ventura, California. In
man?
Southern California. Yes.
You kind of screamed that into the mic.
I like talking in all caps. But anyways, usually this type of stuff happens to a Florida man, but this is proof that the decline of civilization will happen all over the world. All over America.
Is the whole world America now?
Yes, yeah. America is the world. But here, in my backyard in Southern California, a man accused of burglarizing a home took a bathroom break and left DNA evidence in the toilet that led to his arrest. The suspect did his business and didn't flush during the October break-in in the city of Thousand Oaks, and that allowed investigators to collect evidence to profile him and arrest him. So basically, a guy robbed a house, took a shit, and he would have gotten away with it had he just bothered to flush.
Did they dissect the poo?
I don't think
did they find out what was what he'd eaten the day before and stuff and things? Just be like, oh, this guy's got some unhealthy bowels. We should probably arrest him for his own good.
It's possible. Maybe they constructed a profile based on his eating habits. It doesn't say they put his poop into the DNA machine and then out popped his face. They probably had to do like an investigation, right? Maybe they found some corn in there, tracked down the grocer who sold it. But more or less, what they were able to do is they were able to use his poo and track down the suspect based on.
I didn't think that you could get DNA in poo. There was probably like a butt hair in there or something. Because like even hair doesn't have DNA.
possible.
You have to get the root on it. So like he must have just like plucked his ass hairs or something.
Maybe that's what he was doing on the toilet. You know, a lot of people just
Yeah.
they text on the phone while they're on the toilet, but maybe he was just busy. Oh, I need to shave my asshole. So maybe he was like just going to work, going to town.
Maybe it's like
but,
the wet bandits from Home Alone. Like that's his calling card, is shitting in the toilet and plucking out some of his butt
God.
hairs.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, I am so clever to give this calling card.
It just
He might as well have just left the address to his home
Yeah.
or left his Facebook profile as a calling
basically the moral of this story is poo before you go anywhere.
card. Or just flush the toilet.
I don't even poo like I don't like pooing in uni. Like never mind. Like in someone's house that I'm robbing.
Well, maybe that's like his kink. Is like, you know, I'm not only robbing you, I am using your toilet and taking selfies on his toilet.
It's the ultimate sign of domination. Is shitting on someone else's toilet.
It's kind of how a lot of people get caught. I mean, I don't mean like not flushing, but I mean you can come up with the perfect crime, sort of plan everything out, and then something like just forgetting to flush, something you obviously didn't think about ahead of time, ends up being the reason you get caught.
Yeah. Maybe he had diarrhea that day. Maybe he just didn't plan ahead for that one time that he went to what's an American restaurant that makes you poo? Is it like Chipotle or something?
Yeah,
Taco
probably.
Bell?
Yeah, any like Mexican food in general.
Yeah, I don't think we have an equivalent over
Maybe he
here.
had a craving for Chipotle, and in the end, that's what felt.
He was like, right, I'm just gonna go grab a quick Chipotle before I go on this exquisitely planned heist. And then he gets there and he was like, crap, I forgot.
Maybe that's his ritual. People have rituals before they do things, right?
Pre-robbery Chipotle.
Yeah. It's like in sports, people do that. Like they like eat their enchiladas or something before they pitch for a game.
Surely, like, eating before a game is, like, really, really bad. Like, I've tried running after, like, an hour after eating, and it hurts. I can't imagine being a professional sports person.
I'm assuming it's like a couple of hours, like in between the eating and the playing. Like you're not like eating in a dugout before you go out to the mound.
To be fair, I would do that.
The moral of the story is flush. No one wants
Flush
to
and
be
don't
that
go
guy.
to Chipotle before you take part in illegal activity.
Yeah, no one wants to be that guy who doesn't flush.
I mean, that's just basic manners. It's one thing robbing someone's house. It's another thing forgetting to flush.
Yeah.
No one wants to be that guy at a party. No one wants to be that guy when you're robbing a house.
Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, guys.
It's just common burglary etiquette.
Yeah, like, you're already taking them for what they're worth. Like, don't stink up their house as well.
Yeah. So this guy's fucked, but he is from California. Is that surprising?
Instead of Florida.
We should have a tally. I'm sure Florida man will come out ahead in the end, but still.
Oh yeah, Florida's crazy. Every weird news story I hear, it's either from Australia or Florida.
Yeah, that's true. What is with Australia?
Australia is where we send all of our prisoners.
That's true.
So everything out there is batshit insane.
But that was like 400 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're like the descendants of all these prisoners, and so everything's like hardy as fuck.
You're not sending them there now, are you?
Maybe. No, like everyone's like descended from hardened criminals. So like they're used to just living in what is basically the most inhospitable environment ever.
That is true.
And then it's so close to New Zealand, which is just like this idyllic pastoral landscape. I've never been to New
It's
Zealand.
not going to stop you from stereotyping.
No,
it.
it's not. My friend lives over in New Zealand right now, and I've started calling her a hobbit, even though she's 5'10", because all hobbits live in New Zealand.
Yeah, is there anything to do there besides making the march to Mount Doom?
appreciate the sweeping vistas. I did tell her not to go on a quest for her birthday. Or wear an evil ring.
Yeah.
I mean, that sometimes leads to some bad shit.
Yeah. It's okay. The Eagles will save them. Shall we talk about mods this week?
Yeah, boy!
Is there a mod you want to highlight this week?
Yes, there is. And this is going to seem a little bit like nepotism, but think about it, guys. If you join our Discord server, then you can advertise your mods to us directly and we'll probably talk about it. So, this is Books Galore by Dave the Shooter, who mentioned this on our Discord, and it just looks fucking great. I love language, I love lore. It's basically a book filled with rhyming slang.
Oh.
Cockney Bosmer rhyming slang. Because like a lot of the Bosmers in the game have a Cockney accent. I'm not sure what the actual label of that accent is in the game. You know, like how you have female sweet and shit like that. Basically, a lot of the Bosmer have the same kind of voice.
Yeah, why is that? Where's the Cockney accent originate from?
From London. From a load of cocks.
My guess is it was Michael Caine.
Yeah, it's Michael Caine's fault.
He invented it.
He lived back in the 1700s and everyone just thought, hey, this dude sounds really cool, let's copy him.
Do they eat a lot of meat in London?
According to Sweeney Todd, they do.
Sweeney Todd, which is historically accurate.
Oh yeah, 100%. Eels as well. I feel like eels were a big thing in Cockney London. I don't know, I can't do a Cockney accent. I've not spent more than a couple of days in London in my life. I normally use it to pass over things. I think Cockney's like...
So there's like no correlation? Did they randomly just select Bosmer to have Cockney accents?
I don't know, I feel like it's how the female Nord voice was this really out of place American accent in Oblivion. So it's just like they choose voices that kind of sound like they fit the general race, and then they just pick like 2 or 3 and then scatter them
Although
across.
is like the Cockney accent, is that associated with poverty and like people who aren't as well off? Because it's not posh, it's like the opposite of posh, right?
Yeah, it's there's I think My Fair Lady is all about learning to go from speaking Cockney to speaking proper like.
So maybe the Bosmer of Skyrim are more reflective of their financial situation as opposed to their ancestry.
I mean, I'm not 100% on Bosmeri lore, but basically, rhyming slang, it looks great. I love a bit of wordplay. And yeah, so if you get on our Discord, then you have a beeline straight to us to talk about your mods. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so join.
Join, bitch.
We should just keep threatening people.
Yeah.
That's gonna help. That's gonna help with
Yeah.
our Discord. The mod I want to highlight this week is Geralt of Rivia's Pro Witcher 3 by eutirion.
I have never played Witcher. Any of
It
them.
basically turns The Witcher 3 into...
You just sent me a gif.
Yeah. It just turns Geralt into a skateboarding maniac. Because there's a lot of slopes and stairs in
Yeah.
The Witcher 3, so you could do like front side 180s, stuff like that. Kick flips. I'm just throwing out random skateboarding terms. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Backside 720s with Geralt. Totally lore friendly.
Yeah, sounds pretty lore friendly to me. Sounds like it fits in with our podcast pretty well.
And the other mod I want to give a shout out to is by Unoctium and Dogtooth. Unoctium, who is the host of Modcast, so this is also a bit of nepotism.
That debuted last week.
Yeah, it's actually an update, I think, for their mod. Enclave X02 Power Armor.
Armor.
Yeah, they released an update that allows you to cryo freeze NPCs. I believe it's when you land and just like do a what you call it? Like what do you call it when you like land and punch the ground and shit?
A power punch. I don't know. Landing and punching the ground. That thing that you can do in Saints Row 4.
Yeah, exactly that. But basically, you freeze all the NPCs in the radius from where you land. So
Yeah, that looks pretty fun, to be honest. Like, I would do that.
it's always fun to freeze things.
It's always fun to jump down from tall buildings and not die.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a thrill seeker.
Yeah, but it's like an extra bonus. It's like the difference between having a regular drink and having a drink with like ice cubes in it.
I'd just eat the ice cubes.
Yeah, you would.
Who needs a drink?
Yeah, there's something satisfying about crunching the ice cubes in your mouth.
Yeah, it's just like you melt it in your mouth until it's like of a chewable size, and you just go "Ah," and eat it, and it's great. And yeah, I love it. What more could I want out of life?
Is that what you get when you go to the fast food drive-thru window? You just ask for the cubes. Like most people, they go like, no ice, because they don't want their drink watered down. But you're like, no drink.
Yeah, at
Just
Subway,
ice,
I will fill up my cup with pretty much ice and then put like a tiny bit of Diet Coke in, just so I don't look like a complete crazy person.
So the Coke is just like the topping on your ice.
Yeah, it gives it a little bit of flavor, you know.
Uh,
Like if you want something a bit different. No, it's great. I love ice. Ice is the best. We ended up getting ice cubes towards the end of last year, and it was the best couple of weeks of my life because I was able to have iced water and I just ate the ice, and I've never been happier with my life. I don't have a very high bar for happiness in my life, to be fair. Just give me some ice and I'll die happy.
yeah, although it's very dangerous to eat store ice, I would think. Because like the water back there, I mean, you don't know what's in that shit.
What, ice?
No, but it's like, it's
H2O.
like tap water though.
There's a lot of hydrogen in there, and hydrogen can be pretty dangerous. Are you one of those crazies who doesn't like tap water?
Alright, let me just link you this real quick. But
Oh no! Why?
Fast food ice is dirtier than toilet water.
Fuck!
70% of the time, ice from fast food restaurants have like E. coli and all this kinds of weird shit, so.
Is this toilet water before or after peeing in it?
Is it before or after a burglar entered your house? I think it's the important thing to ask.
Is this pre or post robbery? That's really upsetting. Fuck.
Granted, if you played enough Fallout, you know that toilet water is very important to staying healthy. So.
Oh no, that's put a real downer on my day. I was gonna go to Subway this week.
Yeah, you could just go to your bathroom instead and save yourself the trouble.
Yeah, no. Just, that's put
It'll be
a
just
real
like Fallout.
downer on my day.
Drinking toilet water in Fallout is healthier than the fast food ice you're getting in modern day America.
I mean, bring on the nuclear apocalypse then, fuck it.
Yeah, maybe you have better standards in the UK. Like, this is an American article, isn't it? It's from 2006. Maybe things improved. Plus, the samples were taken from South Florida. So.
Well, that explains it all then, doesn't it?
But yeah, speaking of the coming apocalypse, Game of Thrones.
Oh boy, I missed an episode to talk about last week. And I come back to this.
Shall we start with the Tarly family barbecue?
Oh. I felt bad for Dickon. He was our main source of humour for this podcast, wasn't he? First, right, last week, they stole our Dickon Dick-off joke, right?
Yeah.
Which obviously wasn't scripted before we did anything. They obviously stole it from us after listening to our amazing podcast.
Yeah, they did.
And so they stole that from us, and they had Bron laugh at it. And then they go and roast him. So it's like, what are you going to do? You steal our jokes, then you destroy our jokes.
It's just not fair. How are we going to come up with new material with Dick on Dead?
So fucking rude, you know? Like...
It was funny that Daenerys called him Dickin.
Maybe that was her trying to show how much of an outsider she is from Westeros. She's got to pronounce things a little differently.
His name is so bad that she was just trying to avoid saying the name, is what I thought.
I mean, despite the tiny head, he's pretty hot. And I don't want to offend him, and I don't want to give him an awkward boner before I roast him alive.
Well, she didn't want to activate his powers.
Yeah. She was like, you know what, if he does that, then, I mean, I'm just not going to be able to burn him, am I? The power of a dick.
No.
So that was sad.
Yeah. I'm also sad that Randall died as well. He was a source of humor for me.
oh, you know what? You know what we should do to speed up this carriage train? We should whip them! Ha ha!
So you know how they say before you die, your life flashes before your eyes?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Randall's last moments were replete with memories of all the stragglers he's flogged.
Where he abused his son as well. It's easy to forget that Sam is his son.
And kind of a racist. You'll probably find the hashtag All Lives Matter somewhere on his Twitter timeline.
I thought it was a bit cheeky that they called out the fact that we're not going to see Sam's reaction to his dad and his brother dying.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit cheeky. Cheeky breaky.
But yeah, the end of Dickon jokes. So R.I.P. Dickon.
R.I.P.
Pay
the
respects.
main source of humor in this podcast. What are we going to do now? We should just end it here.
I'm pressing F right now.
I can hear.
The end of House Tarley. Because Samwell was also banished from the home, right?
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And they've only got daughters
well,
now.
It's okay, because I'm sure Randall's bastard son Hardon is still alive somewhere.
You think Randall Tarley's the type to father a bastard?
Oh, probably not. He probably has another son, Hardon. Hardon Tarley is still alive.
What? Oh shit! What if little baby Sam ends up being heir presumptive because he's Sam's bastard supposedly?
True.
Shit! That'd be pretty cool. And yeah, shit, yeah.
Huh.
And they can rename him. Hold on.
Should we talk about the Citadel, I guess, first? Before we move on to the others, since we
Yeah.
talked about Sam. First off, Sam the Slayer is back, baby.
He's just running away from his responsibilities as usual.
But of course, the big news. First of all, I'm kind of happy that there's two people in Game of Thrones. Another person, Gilly, mispronouncing names, so I don't feel alone. I think she said it was Prince Rhaegar.
Rhaegar.
So the big
Rhaegar.
reveal that Prince Rhaegar and Lyanna got married, and then he also had his marriage to Elia annulled.
Which was out of nowhere. That's not how annulment works. I'd have expected them to have like gone down the whole sister wives route, because that's like actually, well, not sister wives obviously, because Elia and Lyanna aren't sisters, but like the whole like polygamy thing.
Yeah.
I kind of expected them to go down that route.
Yeah.
So the whole annulment thing is a little bit.
They could do
bizarre.
whatever they want. It's a fantasy world. They don't have to follow UK regulations for annulment, okay? They can put as much E. coli in their ice water as they want.
What is internal consistency? What? Although, to be fair, they managed to somehow annul Sansa's marriage.
Well,
without...
they never consummated the marriage. That's the annulment reason there, right?
But Rhaegar definitely consummated
Yeah.
his marriage to Elia at least
Yeah.
twice, enough to have a daughter and a son. So I think it's... I don't think they're gonna address it any more than that. I think it's more just like a little Easter egg.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's really
honestly.
important because, like, Jon not being a bastard is irrelevant. I mean, he's king of the North right now, and he's a bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever in Game of Thrones, whoever wins is the king. It doesn't matter if you are like have that royal bloodline.
Bastard-born
Yeah,
or-
it doesn't matter if you followed the rules of royal succession or whatever. So.
I mean, you just have to look at Cersei for that, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't really think it was that important. But yeah.
It was a nice little Easter egg. It was a shout out to one of the prevailing theories that that Rhaegar and Lyanna did get married. Like that's a very big theory in the like it's a point of contention amongst R plus L equals J believers. I mean, it's pretty much been confirmed anyway. But so.
Well, yeah, you don't have to hide it. They already
Yeah, but it's
it
a
in the
point of
show.
contention. Like, is Jon a legitimate child of theirs? Is he still a bastard kind of thing? It's like
I think it's irrelevant in Game of Thrones because of the fact that bastards become kings all the time. So
yeah.
I think the bigger reveal was Sam just getting tired of all the shit he has to deal with, and
The literal shit.
yeah. So
There's some bandit who's
Yeah.
pooping around in all the Citadel's toilets.
yeah, so and the fact that they've been documenting the bowel movements of the Maesters is just more proof to our theory, our lore-friendly theory, that Sam the Slayer is going to go up there and just vomit all over all the White Walkers and save the day.
Yes. He's just holding in that shit.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna go now?
He's going to go to the wall.
Is he?
He's gonna stand on top of the wall, let his vomit flood the north.
Surely he needs to go somewhere super disgusting first, though, just to, like, make sure that everything's ready and
Just
loaded.
restock, right?
Yeah.
Just for an extra clip.
Just like, okay, we can go to the wall now.
He's probably gonna stop by Chipotle first.
Does Chipotle make you throw up, though?
That's right. I'm thinking of the wrong orifice.
Yeah. If it's not cooked properly, maybe. I mean, I suppose the food that's on the wall, I probably would throw up eating it, so. Anything else about Sam?
One thing I want to say about the wall, it is kind of weird that the Night King is marching during winter. Like, wouldn't it make sense to go during the summer? Like, wouldn't the wall melt, like, on the hottest day? It's kind of like global warming, and, like, the ice caps are melting, right?
You know what, being mystical ice beings, I don't think they're really well equipped for summer. I feel like they wouldn't do so hot there. They're basically like elemental beings. I don't think they can help the fact that everywhere they go, everything turns to ice.
But wouldn't it help, like, traverse the wall if it melted? Like, if the true villain was carbon emissions emitted by humans?
Holy shit, he's been telling an environmentalist tale this whole time. You've cracked the code.
So instead of winter is coming, it could be summer is coming. And then the wall melts, and then all the White Walkers can just roam free. But anyways, speaking of the Night King, Winterfell, Bran shows that they're marching using his raven powers.
That was a pretty cool scene. I did appreciate that scene. I loved all the crows. I thought it was a really nice kind of transition to show us something that we shouldn't really be able to see because we have no point of view characters beyond the wall. I thought that was really nice. A well shot scene.
It does show an element of his powers. He could control all the ravens. I don't know. Does he have 100% of Raven Mail now? You own all the shares?
I mean, it's just the fact that he now has something other than being super creepy to show for his powers.
See,
which
I'm
is
useful.
Nice. Honest.
I can do things beyond making creepy statements.
I can also control creepy ravens. Yeah, so the big thing about the storyline in Winterfell.
Yeah, now Arya's the one making creepy statements.
Yeah. Littlefinger managed to move away from his marker, leaning on the wall.
Alright, they switched him to a sandbox package.
And he actually managed to do stuff. And they've just this is what they did with Sansa and Jon last season, is they pulled a conflict out of nowhere, and Arya's basically having a go at Sansa for doing her job, which Jon gave her, which was rule and maintain the norm.
I would argue that they've been a little bit antagonistic the whole time. Like, it's different with Jon and Sansa, who barely spoke. With Arya and Sansa, there's always been a bit of conflict.
There's sibling rivalry that doesn't go... There's sibling rivalry, and then there's, you want our brother to die.
It makes a little bit more sense in terms of just Arya being close to Jon, not very close to Sansa, and the fact that Sansa and Jon are sort of been pitted against each other, which that has a little bit of a shaky foundation, but the fact that the two sisters never really got along perfectly, and sort of Littlefinger's kind of playing into that, using his, 4D backgammon.
Yeah, it was just it got very catty between them. It wasn't like, it was very bitchy, and I feel like that's the way that most interactions between women go on this show. Like, you don't have any reasonable discussions. You have Arya going, oh, so, yeah, you always liked things to be pretty, didn't you? Bet you wish that our brother was dead. It comes across as a lot more bitchy than how they might have scripted that scene if it was between two guys. I don't think they really know how to... This is getting into SJW territory.
Well, the discussion in general, Arya's suggestions are just dumb.
Yeah.
Like, chopping people's head off.
Yeah, that's a surefire way to assure loyalty. Have you heard about what happened to the Karstarks? Going back to season 2.
Yeah.
Was it season 2 or was it It was season 3.
Where there's a bit of weirdness because that's something that Jon would never suggest, because Jon is like super like moral and ethical and whatever, and he's about saving everyone's life, and so
yeah.
I have a feeling like current day Arya and Jon would not get along at all.
No. They would not be so cute together.
No. But yeah, that is the big sort of conflict at this point. They kind of like teased it that Arya was the one who was kind of sneaking up on Littlefinger, but then at the end, like Arya was playing chess and Littlefinger was playing like 5D Hungry Hungry Hippo.
It was nice to see Littlefinger do something.
Yeah.
Other than just sit on his little marker on the wall with the generic creepy evil guy pose. It was nice to see his AI finally kick in to let him move away from that every now and again. And it's only taken 5 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, at some
Out
point...
of 7.
At some point, he's going to come close to reaching his ambition, and then it's all going to come crumbling down. I mean, that's the way it usually works.
And then Sansa's going to kill him. Sansa's going to kill him.
I think Arya's going to kill him with that dagger. It's not going to be Sansa.
It makes more thematic sense for Sansa to kill him, though. Like,
But the dagger thing. I mean, they gave Arya the dagger for a reason.
Yeah.
It's going to,
But thematically, it would make far more sense for Sansa to be the cause of his downfall.
Well, maybe Arya will become Sansa. Ever thought
Steal
of that?
Sansa's face just to kill him.
Although, like, I think we talked about this last week, but I think Sansa has to be dead, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like the faceless men steal faces of dead people.
Maybe she's gonna be Cat.
Oh shit, that would be pretty cool if they brought back Michelle Fairley for that. It'd be kind of like a compromise for Lady Stoneheart.
No. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Bring Michelle Fairley back, I would forgive some things.
But then she would have to go find the face, right?
I mean, the fact that they haven't discussed the logistics of face changing, like, I don't think it really matters that much.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm assuming she did, like, take Walder Frey's body and she didn't skin the whole body, right? So maybe she can just do it from imagination.
Maybe she just, like, wore his whole body. She was just like, wait!
Hey, this is my size. It's a perfect fit.
I mean, he's only way taller than me and has a dick.
Well, it didn't have to be 100% accurate.
She could have just, like, stuffed a sausage down there.
That's
fine.
true. Arya's very serious about her method acting.
Mm.
She's not going to be able to play the part unless she has the full penis and balls. So
yeah,
you know how it is.
I mean, it's serious business, you know. All right, where next? Where should we jump to next?
Dragonstone. They're really shipping Jon and Daenerys hard.
I don't see it. There's no chemistry between them.
Well, they're like forcing the chemistry by having her googly eye and gulping all the time every time Jon even opens his mouth.
Yeah, but there's no actual chemistry.
Jon could be talking about his navel, and they'd have Daenerys just like, oh, Jon, tell me again about your lint.
Oh, Jon, you're so handsome and rugged.
Yeah.
Why is she American, Alice?
Yeah, I don't get, like, the leap that they made. And Jon's not doing the same. Like, they try to, like, say that he was staring at her breasts, like, last episode. But he's not really giving any kind of...
They've not actually showed that, have they?
No, they're not actually giving, like, any kind of romantic vibes off Jon. I don't know if that's on purpose or if it's just, like, him being him. But he's like, yeah, I guess you're not going to need that King of the North anymore. And he's just, like, casual, and Daenerys is like, no, I love you. That whole scene was just weird because Jon's like, yeah, I'm going now. And she's like, no, don't leave.
I just don't... They're really, really forcing it, and it's not working on screen for me.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both very attractive people. We have discussed how attractive...
Yeah, but, like, you were
Kit
saying
Harington
earlier
is.
about how they're struggling to, like, write female characters well.
Mm.
That kind of scene kind of really made it seem like the female character is, like, overly fawning over the male character, and the male character is just
Jon's
like,
just being cool as fuck, just like...
Yeah, he's just playing it, whatever, you know? And it's just like, oh, God, like, you know, do they have to make her seem so, like, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for?
Girlish?
Yeah, exactly. Like, her girlish crush is what it seemed like.
Yeah. It's not like when she was with Dario and she was fully in control of the situation. She was able to not manipulate, but just, like, dictate how the relationship went. This time, it's like she's fallen head over heels. Like she's a 12-year-old girl with a crush on someone in a boy band.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like Jon is particularly smooth with his, like, the way he called her dragons, like, beasts.
Yeah.
Gorgeous beasts.
I don't get what Daenerys sees in Jon, other than being hot.
Yeah.
But like, there's having a crush on someone because they're hot, and then there's completely fawning over them.
Yeah,
Like that's the difference between Dario, who she just thought was hot, and John, who she appears to be completely fawning over, and I just don't see where it's.
Yeah. I mean, it puzzles both of us. Imagine what Jorah is thinking right now.
He's just like, oh my god, I cure myself from an incurable disease, and I come back, and this is what I get. I'm third wheeling again.
Yeah, and this dude's just waddling around, insulting her fucking dragons, and he's already in, like, the romantic zone.
Yeah.
While Jorah is stuck in the friend zone. Shit doesn't look good for Team Jorah right now. It just does not.
Poor guy. He just got grayscale for nothing. He got a cuddle. He got a cuddle out of it.
Yeah. He got to kiss her hands. But it's alright. I have faith in the Night King. I still have faith. He might kill Jon and leave Jorah as the only reliable suitor for Daenerys'
That's the thing. Where the fuck is Ghost?
No, we discussed this last week.
Yeah, but where the fuck is Ghost?
He's gonna come in and save the day.
We haven't seen Ghost once this season.
He's gonna come in and save the day at the end. Well, not at the end, but when Jon's about to die again, Jon being a zombie, Ghost is gonna come in, save his life, and it's gonna be like, oh, it's Ghost. It's like, it's a typical plot device.
No, I think what should happen is when Jon becomes Dragon Rider, because we all know that Jon is going to be one of the three heads of the dragon, and he's going to be a Dragon Rider.
Right.
Then he should go and pick up Ghost, and then just have his dragon carrying Ghost in like his little claws, and Ghost can just be like, oh, and then they could just like drop him down onto the field of battle, and just be like, yeah, boy.
You just ride Ghost as like a secondary vehicle, like the Mako in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I mean, he's certainly small enough.
Isn't he like 5'6", 7, 8? He's short for a guy.
They made a short joke in the episode, actually. That was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, because Gendry's back.
Yeah,
let's go to King's Landing.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of hopping between Dragonstone and King's Landing because fuck timelines, right? I'm just exacerbated in trying to figure out like how the time is working anymore. I've just given up.
Yeah, so Davos and Tyrion sneak into King's Landing, and Davos goes to Fleabottom, and Gendry's there.
Hey!
Looking like a knockoff Christian Bale. I thought that was Christian Bale for a second.
He looks kind of like how he used to look on Skins, which was really weird. Skins was a British TV show about hard partying teenagers that he was in. And he kind of reminded me of that. He didn't remind me of Super Hot Gendry from seasons 1, 2, and 3. He kind of reminded me of awkward teenage Kris.
Is it me or does his hammer look fake to you? It looks like a toy prop.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, Kris, but Game of Thrones isn't real life. They probably had to make some props, and a hammer would be heavy. So for swinging things around for like 1 scene, 2 scene, they probably had to get a plastic hammer in.
Is it like a hammer that he made, or was it like his dad's hammer?
There is no way that he was going to be able to get his dad's hammer. Although Logic's never stopped the show before.
I think he's probably going to die. He's basically a Star Trek red shirt.
Yeah, I think they basically introduced him to be like, oh, you thought Gendry was rowing? Think again, motherfuckers. Now we'll kill him off. Like Dick on. Destroying all of the fandom's favorite jokes.
Yeah, he's probably a goner. He did get a cool scene where he get to like squash 2 guys' heads.
Yeah, that looked pretty fun.
Cave 2 guys' heads in with his hammer. Yeah.
That looked like a pretty fun.
That was a great scene in sort of showing Davos' skill as a smuggler.
Yeah, like
first with the bribes, then with the boner crab.
Yeah, I thought he really got to show off his intelligence rather than just like his cheerleading skills, which was nice. I do like Davos.
Is that really an aphrodisiac? Fermented crab?
I think crab is classed as being an aphrodisiac. I think seafood in general is classed as being an aphrodisiac.
Oh, that's true.
But I've never really been a fan of crab, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of seafood in general. This is just basically insects from the ocean.
They are, aren't they? Like, because they've got like 6 legs and an outer shell. Isn't that arthropod? I don't know science.
Arthropods.
I'll shut up.
But essentially, like, I guess because it's fermented, maybe there's a bit of like alcohol involved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd probably like intensify any aphrodisiac chemicals in it, just to make it a bit more, just to intensify it. Or maybe he was just bullshitting.
Yeah, that could be true. He did say 5 minutes. That would have been enough time for them to get away.
Yeah.
When they realized those boners weren't popping through their chainmail, they might have realized they'd been had.
But they would have been away by that point if Tyrion hadn't fucked things up. So, Tyrion went to the Red Keep, right? And he had a secret meeting with Jaime, and Jaime was kind of pissy at him. And he was like, yo, we kind of need to call time for a bit, because, like, Army of the Dead, you know? Can we just, like, have a couple of months, just chill? You can regather your forces and we'll go and deal with all this shit up at the top of the wall, yeah? Yeah? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like a good idea to make deals with Cersei.
No, it doesn't. And Tyrion should be the first person to realize that.
But at the same time, I mean, how valuable is Dragonstone anyway? Other than the Dragon Glass, obviously, but I mean, if Cersei took that over...
I think it's more of a symbolic thing because the Prince of the Iron Throne was called the Prince of Dragonstone. And plus it's, like, I think it's mainly a symbolic taking rather than anything else. Like, it's not that valuable tactical-wise and things like that. It's just in terms of its symbolic value. Because, like, obviously that's where Aegon launched his conquest and da-da-da.
Yeah, it's very weird how, I guess, Daenerys, she goes from being, like, super honorable, like, I'm not gonna burn down King's Landing, then she starts burning people alive, which is very, very, I don't know, I don't want to say, I guess the word is cruel. It's pretty much cruel to burn people alive.
She's very flippant.
Yeah.
Is the term I choose.
And then now she wants to have an armistice, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with her.
She's flipping and flopping.
But it does. Yeah. I mean, I guess how hard would it be to execute people on the field? I mean, it is very convenient to be able to just have your dragon burn them.
Well, like at the end of the day, they'd had the battle, they'd lost the battle, they were now prisoners of war, and
right.
Prisoners of war, you don't outright execute, you keep them as prisoners. Even
right, and then
way
you
back
execute
in
them
medieval
later
time.
on.
Yeah, like if you win the war, but for the time being, they were prisoners and they were protected.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to execute them right away.
You keep them, they're valuable hostages. Like Randall could have been a hostage to Tarly army's loyalty, for example.
It was an incredibly, like, risky venture as far as just, like, not just the fact that it was inhumane, but the fact that burning them alive, I don't know if that's the best way to seed loyalty. I mean...
That's the best way to rule through fear.
Yeah, but isn't that the opposite of what she wanted? I don't know.
I've given up, to be honest.
It does remind me of how humane guillotines are.
Yeah, I mean, they're very efficient. They were designed for efficiency.
They were invented by a doctor.
To be quick and painless.
I learned that from Persona 5. Yeah. That was another thing I learned from my video game exams I've been taking. It was invented by a doctor to be the most humane way of killing somebody. It's weird because it's not the way we think of guillotines. We think of them as just like evil and cruel, right?
Yeah.
As kind of like old-fashioned, but it's very quick and painless.
Still kind of them dragon fire.
Yeah. Poor Dickon.
Rest in peace. What else happened that episode?
Oh, the whole Jaime thing is a bit weird. That
Cersei's pregnant!
Yeah. I don't know if she's pregnant, though. Maybe she's just doing that as a way to, like, hold Jaime accountable or keep him loyal.
I don't know. She seemed really happy. Like, when he wasn't facing her, she seemed really happy.
I think that it's very likely she is pregnant, but I wouldn't put it past her to fake a pregnancy to keep him loyal.
Yeah. There's only so long you can fake a pregnancy, though.
Because Jaime is flip-flopping a little bit. He's kind of lost, I think.
I think he's just like, I just want to stop, please, guys. I think that's what Jaime's like. That wasn't me. Well, it was me, but you know.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? At first he wants to, like, you know, kill himself. He's rushing right into the dragon. He's over it. Then he wants to surrender. And then because he found out Cersei is pregnant, now he's kind of had a little bit more resolve. But I don't know. He might go Darth Vader at the end and just kill Cersei.
I think he's the most likely candidate to kill Cersei.
Yeah.
And his unborn child, apparently.
Yeah, when did he betray her the first time? Because she's like, don't betray me again.
When he let Tyrion go, maybe?
Oh, right. But yeah, they're setting this whole thing up with him and her. It's like the way he killed Olenna versus the way she wanted to do it. And it's just, yeah. And then lastly, should we talk about the whole assembling a team
Avengers Assemble
thing?
I love how the episode was named Eastwatch, and we get all of 5 minutes of Eastwatch.
But yeah, it was like, I'm putting together a team, and then like, you know, going to all the different places, recruiting people who don't like each other. Is just like, yeah, it felt like I was watching a movie.
We have Gendry, who's basically
Avengers.
Thor. We have Thoros of Myr, who is basically a fiery version of Thor. We have the Hound, who is the Hulk. We have Beric Dondarrion, who I guess can be Black Widow, maybe. We have Jon Snow, who is obviously Captain America.
Of course.
Who else do we have? We have Tormund, who is also the Hulk.
There's a lot of Hulks in this crew.
A lot of Hulk.
Who's Iron Man?
Shit, who would be Iron Man?
Davos?
Davos isn't going out, though.
Oh, that's true.
Iron Man can just be one of the random wildlings that they're bringing along. Fuck it.
The drunk.
Thoros.
He could be Iron Man.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, he doesn't really... Actually, yeah, the alcohol, Tony... Yeah, okay, Thoros is now Iron Man. Fuck it.
Who's, what's his face? Who's a serious person on the Avengers? Who could be Jorah?
It's been a while since I watched the Avengers. Jorah can be the robot guy from Age of Ultron. With the red face. Who fell in love with the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, what's his name? Yeah.
Because they're both red.
Jorah could be him.
That guy. What's his face?
I'm taking way too long to... Jarvis! There we go.
Yes! We definitely got that without 2 minutes of Googling.
Jorah can be Jarvis. They even have... Yeah. They both have J's in their name. So
oh no, I was on about the guy with the cloak.
Who's the guy with the cloak?
I'm finding it. It's not Ultron, because that's the bad guy.
It's not Jarvis?
It's the guy who falls in love with Scarlet Witch. No, Jarvis is the butler.
Oh, you mean the Arrow guy?
No, not Hawkeye.
Arrow
My
guy.
internet is being so slow. Vision. Jorah can be Vision.
Oh, okay, it's the same guy. Jarvis becomes Vision.
Yeah, Jorah can be Vision.
But it's the same guy we were talking about.
Is it? Oh, I can't remember.
Jorah can be Vision / Jarvis.
Yes, we got that right first time. No
Don't worry.
editing. What?
Yeah. No editing whatsoever.
We definitely did. Just waste 5 minutes.
So who's gonna survive?
The Hound.
We know the Hound is gonna survive because he has to fight his
I reckon
brother.
Thoros will. I think Beric will die. Beric and Gendry are defo dead. Maybe Tormund.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be some kind of scene where Beric and like Jon compare zombie scars or something. Or they're gonna talk about their zombie
You died,
past.
I died. Holy shit, we have so much in common, man.
Like Eskimo brothers.
We're just dead together. Brothers in death. And resurrect.
Yeah, because they're making a big deal about that with Daenerys asking about his zombie past as well.
Why is it a secret? Surely it should be pretty badass to be like, to have this legend of the king in the north who loved his people so much that he fought death and won. That would make a pretty fucking cool song.
It would creep her out though. Maybe he's like, oh, he's trying to play it cool. He doesn't want to like, you know, let her know that he's a zombie.
It's just like, oh yeah, I totally died. Yeah, just casually, you know, yeah.
Maybe the Night King will be able to control them because they're dead.
Ooh, that could be pretty cool.
I'm just hoping. I'm on Team Night King.
Night King for the win.
I mean, at least with him, it's clear what his motivations are, more or less, to just kill everything.
He's got a consistent character arc.
Yeah.
So, on a scale of Skyrim things, what would you class this episode as, Chris?
I'm gonna give it a Dark Brotherhood because it, much like the team that's being assembled to like capture the White, the Dark Brotherhood is made up of just like a ragtag group of different races, different people. Yeah.
United by one thing: death.
Yeah.
I would give it a Dragon Break quest because this timeline's all over the fucking place. I don't know what's going on anymore. Like in the Dragon Break quest where they catapulted Alduin through time. Like, that's basically how I feel now. I've given up.
John's at the bottom of the world, and he's at the top of the world.
And they managed to get in. Actually, the whole King's Landing to Dragonstone thing was one of the most realistic time lapses that they've had.
Mm.
Like, I could get behind that, but it was just, like, all over the place, and I've just given up. Save me. End it.
It helps to think that it's not happening linearly. Like, different events are happening at different times on each episode.
I'm just sitting back and watching it now. I've spent, like, 3 podcasts complaining about the timeline. I can't anymore. So let's just say that this episode was Dragon Break and be done with it.
Also, shout out to the Prophet Lodos, who looked really good this episode, because if the Macers are wrong about the Night King, there's still hope for his drowned god prophecy. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that happening as a spin-off.
I would definitely watch that. It'd just be like Lovecraft come to life.
Anything else you want to talk about this week? I'll take that as a no. No. All right. All right, that's it for this episode of Lore Friendly. See you guys next week. Bye. You're so hardcore, you just listen to music that you hate.
It's not that I hate it. It's just that I don't understand why I enjoy it so much. I was busy thinking about boys. It's that da-ding. It sounds like Mario. I feel like I've been conditioned to like that kind of da-dingy sound.
Yeah, it is that. It's exactly that sound from Mario. It's the coin sound.
Yeah, I've been conditioned to enjoy it, and I think that's why I like the song so much.
You could just listen to the Super Mario Brothers soundtrack.
I could, but that doesn't have a video with lots of famous sexy guys being sexually objectified.
Oh, that's
That
true.
may also be another reason why I quite like this song.
You could play this video on mute
and
play a Mario song at the same time.
Oh god, that's great.
Although the song doesn't have the dings. It doesn't have the dings or the ju when you power up.
I probably just...
You know what I'm talking about? You
what
eat
if
a
I
mushroom.
put like a playthrough on behind it? Just like a walkthrough without anyone's commentary? And then you get the...
Then you get all the sounds. Yeah. The ding and the ju.
Oh, I could...
Because that's a sound that people like too. It's the one like when you pick up the mushroom, it's like you're conditioned to be happy because you're like, oh, I powered up. No, it's nothing like that. It's a jute sound. It's a jute. Yeah, close enough. So that's from the those are from the darker levels. Those aren't that's not as pleasing as the that's not as pleasing as the yeah, the sun is shining when that music is playing.
It is very, very happy. Like sickeningly happy.
Yeah.
It's not enough for my dark soul.
You could play Dark Souls.
I could not. I don't know if you've gathered, but I'm actually pretty shit at playing games.
You could play it on YouTube.
I don't know.
just hold the controller in your hand.
And just pretend, just like flick some...
Yeah.
I have actually got...
Copy the movements.
Right, I bought a PlayStation 4 controller just to play Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, because I could not play it with a keyboard. So I've just got a random PlayStation 4 controller kicking around that I never use. And it's never come in handy.
A lot of modern RPGs are designed for consoles. So like Dragon Age Inquisition, it's better played with a controller. So
it's like you could only play the first Dark Souls with a controller because the controls were so shit.
Yeah, so I think a lot of games, because they're designed for controllers, even if you're a PC gamer, you need a controller. Otherwise, it's pointless.
Which is a shame because I can't aim. Like, if I'm playing a first-person game, I cannot aim with a controller. Fuck that.
Oh yeah. Well, anything with anything with aiming, you need a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
I think it's just preferable. Yeah. Anything with guns, more or less, which is like 90% of the game.
Guns or arrows.
Oh,
If you want to be a stealth archer, you need a mouse.
yeah.
You're breaking up a little. I think this GIF is fucking things up.
Okay, maybe you should stop hovering over it.
No, you're dying, Kris. I blame this GIF. Oh fuck, what's happening? Kris,
Can you
delete
hear
the
me?
GIF.
Are you still
Delete the
hovering over
GIF.
it? Okay, I'll delete.
Delete the GIF. There we go.
I deleted it. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Why were you hovering over the GIF?
I wasn't. It was just playing automatically.
It only plays when you hover over it.
It was playing automatically. Okay.
Okay. Damn, the phone is ringing. Can you hear that?
I think.
Hold on.
Did you just swat the phone or something? I just heard something like
No,
snap.
I closed the I closed the door. It's a
On the
landline
phone.
phone. I don't have a cell phone.
What? What's a landline?
I'm from the 1980s.
What ancient device is this?
So,